Hi guys, I just wanted to show you some makeup mistakes that are very often used, and especially as I've seen around people my age, so that's teenagers. And just for the sake of the video, I'm just going to take and do everything at once, so every mistake on top of each other, so you can see how wrong your expression might be. So let's get started. The first one is wrong foundation color. And for this one I'm going to use this one. This is a sample of Dior Nudes Fluid Foundation number 40, and as you can see, this is way too dark for my skin tone. And the girl at the counter, she actually matched me with this, so I don't know what she was doing, but okay. So, and you can definitely see right away that this is way too dark. I guess I could use this as a foundation contour, I guess, but it's way too dark. And this one isn't too obvious on me when I've used it all and I blended it out, all out and all that stuff, but I see like people who are using either a too dark or a too yellow foundation, and it just looks wrong. And this does on my too. It just looks like I set my foundation with a bronzing powder or something. Doesn't look good. And I know a lot of people my age, at least the one here where I go to school, they have an obvious foundation line here, and often they don't have the right color either. So okay, but that's the first makeup mistake, and I don't know how well you can see this camera, but you can see my skin is way lighter than the foundation. So I'll be back to tell you that is number 2. Okay, so the second makeup mistake is too much blush and not blended out blush. So I'm going to use a very dark blush. I'm going to use this one. It's by Art Deco, and it's number 24. So I'm just going to take my blush brush and I'm going to tap off the extra just because. And I might blend some colors because this isn't showing up as much as I thought. But that's like a general blush, and this is a kind of neutral blush. It's kind of a burnt color. So I'm going to take a little bit of this really bright pink here, because it's much more pigmented than I first thought. And for me this isn't really that much of a difference, because I usually have very dark or very reddish cheeks from before on, but you can see that it's not neutral. It's very not blended up here, and you can clearly see that I put everything here instead of where it should be. So that's the first one. And the next one is for contour. And the first one for this is that you take either a too dark color. This isn't too dark, but it's the darkest one I have. And when you contour, you usually want to do that here. And another thing is if you don't blend your contour, and if you're not careful, it can look like you have a beard. And some people also like the contour up here, the temples. So that's pretty much not blended at all. And I'm also going to contour lightly here. And another thing is to apply too much bronzer. So this is a really shimmery bronzer, which the lid is falling off. And when I apply this to my brush, you can see a lot of the shimmer. Top of the excess, and you can apply that. Here's where you're supposed to put it, like where you want the highlights, so where you want a little shimmer. But some people try to contour with a light reflecting shimmer shade, and even though this is a little darker than my skin tone, if I put that on my highlights or on my contours down here, it won't do the same effect anymore, because the glitter or the shimmer particles reflect the light. So you can see I look like a clown. I have too dark foundation, too much not blended blush, too dark of a contour, and too much, and it's not blended at all. I have a shimmery contour because I put that on top of it. And some tricks you can do, at least for the blush, to make it seem more natural, is to take a powder, which you can set your foundation with too. I'm going to use this one, it's just loose powder, and brush like this. I'm going to load it with powder, and you can apply it on top. And this will help blend it as well. But you can see that did a lot. And you can really blend your contours out. But you can see now, it's a lot more neutral, or natural. Hey guys, that was a really quick tip on how to prevent the damage that's already done from looking that bad. But you can still see I have the wrong color of foundation. You can see my jawline is a lot darker than my neck. And what you can do for that is you can take a lighter powder and apply it to your face to even it out a little bit. But I mean, just try to get the right foundation, or at least as right as possible. So yeah, I mean, not everybody, especially if you don't want to buy something Dior or something, then it's much better to just try to get something similar. And yeah, I hope that was